Hi, this is Julie with Beadaholique, and in this video I want to show you how to customize bezel clasps to match your beadwork projects. And I'm going to show you two different ways, one using seed beads and another using vintage glass glitter. For this project, I'm going to be using Pavelka Magic-Glos, which is a UV 1-part resin, and you're also going to then need a UV light for that, which we also carry at Beadaholique, or you could use sunlight if you happen to be in a sunny climate. So we are going to fill these clasps with these ingredients using the resin, but first we need to make sure that the clasps are level because resin is self-leveling. So if we were to go ahead and fill this the way it is, the resin would all go down towards the bottom. It would just, gravity would pull it down and it would not be a nice even layer. So we're going to remove the part of the clasp that is making it uneven, so we'll lay flat on the table. We're going to do that for both of these. We're also going to need a platform for each of them to transfer to the UV light. So I just have a business card. I'm going to do one for each. You'll probably want a few pieces of scrap wire or a toothpick around to move around the resin if you need to. And then you're going to need a pair of gloves. And this UV light is actually quite bright. So I'm going to keep it off for the majority of the video and then turn it on when I need to put the pieces into the light. So let's begin. I'm going to put my gloves on first, just so that they're ready to go. Okay, let's do the round one with the glitter. I'm going to move everything else aside for a minute because this is my little sheet of paper that I'm going to use to sprinkle the glitter on. So I've centered that because we don't want to waste any of it. So I'm just going to undo the cap and I'm going to put this aside. It's not going to be curing. This doesn't cure unless it hits UV light. So I don't have to worry that this is open for a few minutes as I go ahead and spread my glitter. Pinch the glitter and put it down into the bezel. Okay, so I'm not filling the bezel with it, but I am making sure that the base is covered. Now I'm just going to go ahead and squeeze some drops of the resin on top of the glitter. I'm going to take one of my scrap pieces of wire and I'm going to just carefully spread it. I don't want to spread it too much because I don't want to disturb that bottom layer. And it is going to help spread out on its own a bit as well. I'm just pulling it to the edge. Now I want this to be heavily textured for the look that I'm going for, so I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle some more on top of that. Now I didn't dome it because I didn't want to have to worry about the dome collapsing if I put something on top of it. So just going to sprinkle more on top, and some of it is just going to settle down in and just sink, but others will lay on top. This would be great for like a New Year's project, something that has a lot of like black and silver and is glitzy. Okay, so now ideally I would have put this on my little platform before I began, but now I can just scoot it there. Okay, I'm just going to put that aside. And actually I'm going to take this whole platform and scoot it over because I don't want to mix my glitter with my seed beads. So now I'm going to do the oval one. And in this case, I'm going to put down some of the UV resin first to use as an adhesive essentially for my seed beads. There we go. And just sprinkle them inside. Might want a few more. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more on top. I just want it to seep in there so that it really, not necessarily covers all the seed beads, but that some part of every seed bead is touching the resin. It's going to work as a glue and it's going to just seal it in there. I might want to add another bead here and there. Again, I should have put this on the platform first, but luckily with this project we're not doming, so we're not really having to worry as much about not moving our piece after we filled it. But if you're doing it at home, I would go ahead and just stick it on that business card or whatever you're using as a platform first. Okay. Now I had a mix here, so I have a choice. I want to put some of the lighter color beads up top, because you'll notice everything does look a little bit darker when you put it in resin. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now I'll grab my platform. And I'm just going to carefully scoot him on there as well. Now I'm going to turn on my light, and we're going to place these into the UV light for 15 minutes. Now I'm going to slide this off the table. You're not going to see it on camera because I want to keep it level at this point. So just in it goes. And I'll do the other one as well. There we go. So I'll let those be for 15 minutes. I'll come back, I'll pull them out, and they're going to be done. It's been about 15 minutes. I'm going to turn off the light because it can be a little harsh on camera. And I'm just going to pull these out. And I actually don't have to worry about them now because they are fully cured. I can touch them, I can work with them, I can start to incorporate them into my project. So I'm going to go ahead, put the other half of the clasp back in so I don't lose it. And then I'll show you what these guys look like. So, two different ways of using a bezel clasp, both using a UV resin. Very easy to do, and it's really nice that they do set up so quickly. So if you are working on a project and you want to get it completed, you don't have to wait the 2 to 3 days that you'd have to wait with a 2-part resin. It's a perfect application for the UV resin, which cures in just about 15 minutes. So you can find these clasps, the glitter, the beads, the UV light, everything you need at Beadaholique.